collective, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive. We're starting a new little segment called Sunday Fun Day, right? Whoop whoop. We're going to be focusing our readings on love and money. Two things that like maybe a little superficial, but definitely things that we all want, definitely things that we all need. And so we're going to look at it through the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. Let's get into it. It's been really interesting lately. There's been a lot going on. I mean, maybe as there always is, or just like in general. Right now, Pluto has moved into Aquarius back in November. It's been a hot minute for sure, but it is really setting the stage. We're kind of like in this reworking process of setting the stage for what we're trying to change, what we're trying to grow and evolve. And as I'm saying this, I'm reminded that Pluto is actually moving into retrograde until October. So there is going to be a huge focal point on things that aren't really working, and our attention needs to be brought to those spaces and make adjustments accordingly, especially if we've been kind of dragging our heels around people, situations, dynamics, things that we know like might not be the best for us, or we know aren't really working out how we had wanted or hoped. And we definitely need to pay a little bit more attention to. Not always easy, not always fun, but it is directly attached to our abundance. That's why I'm saying this, right? What we think, what we feel, we deserve, what we're worthy of, etc. That is where we see money abundance come in, right? This is a money reading, just as a heads up. I don't know. I'm like, bring it down a notch. But yeah, so we'll start off with an energy cleansing. So we'll start off with an energy cleansing, set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out any blocks, limitations, frustrations we've been coming into. It's also a really good time to set your own intention as well, especially if you've come into this reading with something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. Great way to personalize these collective readings. And I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing, wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, or if you are just looking for more of a realignment with self, mind, body, soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we are operating from that space of being aligned and grounded in self, then we're more apt to bring in happiness, fulfillment, abundance, right? We know who we are, we know what we want, and so therefore we can call what we want in. And I would love to help with and support with that journey. So all that info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. Definitely hit me up. I would love to help support in whatever way possible. All right, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so that we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love. Mama Love. Amen. All right, so let's get it. So Jupiter has been a little bit tensely aspected. It's in Gemini right now, and Gemini is that message or that reminder of duality. Everything has its duality in it, right? So as we, and also I should say, Jupiter has been tensely aspected with the places that we need to kind of grow and evolve. That's a key theme right now, right? Is our evolution. And I don't know, whatever, evolution, we're naturally doing it. We don't always want to do it, but it is a very important thing. We have to remember that life is always working out for us. I think this is such an important principle. It's our principle for the overarching energy of this theme, or this week, sorry, for money. We have to remember that, like, yeah, like even in times of scarcity or lack, or, you know, we lose a job, we lose a source of income, we lose certain things that we're used to having, it always works out. It always works out in the end. And so much of our fear, anxiety, that is the detriment, right? That's the detriment of the hypotheticals, the unknowns, etc. I mean, obviously spend within your means. I think that's a huge part of it. But this is saying I can pivot from feeling bad to feeling good. So this is exactly what I was explaining with this life is always working out. One of the beauties of like being a natural being is like we live under natural law, meaning that when there is imbalance, when there is disconnect, disharmony, life is always working to bring us back into balance, right? So we might not have a bunch of extra money for that thing or whatever. I mean, I think right now things are a little tense, you know, like we're seeing a lot just in the economy all across the board that's making us feel any kind of way. But if you ever like look into the law of attraction or just what it means to kind of manifest in a positive way, it really speaks to how it doesn't really matter whether it's $100 or $1,000, right? Like it's about the energy, it's about the vibe, it's about how it feels. Welcome to planet Earth. You are here to seek joy. And we forget a lot about that. Money isn't always joy, right? Like that kind of goes without saying. We don't necessarily need the superficial to like make ourselves happy. And honestly, when we are happy within our life and what we're doing, that's where the abundance comes through. And it might not always be the monetary thing. I think that can be easier said than done. I can earn money by doing what I love to do. That is the key, right? That is the recipe. So it looks like this week there is this component of surrender. I have control over the thoughts that I think. Okay, that's in our blocked energy. So what I'm seeing is there's this component of surrender and trust. Not, you know, we can only do so much in a given day. And so giving yourself credit where credit's due. I'm hearing like also opening up opportunities. Especially if you're looking to bring more money in. I'm hearing like you need more channels, you need more avenues in order to make that a reality. It can't necessarily be focusing on one specific thing, right? Like, because I'm hearing like that's part of where we lose control. That's part of where the lack mindset creeps in, is like, oh, well, I'm not going to have enough, or this, you know, they're not paying me enough, or I'm not going to get enough, or whatever. Look outside and see what other options are available, and maybe seeing what other options are available that you actually want to do. How often do we make money just for the sake of making money, and we're actually like hating what we're doing? And I'm not saying you have to like sit there and uproot your life this week. I don't necessarily see that, but I see this more as like having an honest conversation with yourself about like what you actually want, putting certain parameters around that. And then maybe this sounds cliche, but like seeking your joy, right? Seeking like, how can I plug that into those places that make me happy, that make me feel fulfilled? Again, when we are in energy healing, energy medicine, when we are resonating out of that vibrance of gratitude, happiness, fulfillment, that's what attracts the abundance. That's what attracts the money. And it comes from this space of surrender. Like, I don't have to control every nook and cranny, every piece of this puzzle. Actually, like spirit, universe, God, natural law, however you want to think of it, they have my back, right? 100%. And it's learning how to work in harmony with this dynamic, with this Two of Cups energy, because it wants to work in harmony with you. But it does take some courage, and it does take some strength, and it does take some intentionality. And this week, it's about unlearning all the bad shit you've been telling yourself for far too long, right? And also remembering there is like a natural order. Like I feel Two of Cups is the beginning of something good, meaning it's not the jackpot. It's not like you won the golden ticket and your life is peaches and cream now. It's this like, hey, I'm going to work with you if you work with me. Let's build a relationship. Let's see how we can kind of manifest this together. And that's essentially what money is saying to you this week. It's like you need to not start fresh, but unlearn some things, change your perspective about how it's coming through. Whatever. I think that the Four of Cups is really talking about some of the challenges that we are facing in present time. Like there is also like only so much we can do, i.e. another thing that we have to remember about surrendering control. Money ebbs and flows. It's just an object, right? It comes in, it comes out. And the best thing, yes, it's good to like save, prepare yourself for when it does kind of go downhill, etc. I feel like it's already kind of in a downward spiral, right? Maybe spiral is the wrong word, but a downward trajectory. I don't think it's going to stay there forever. I think that's part of why these certain things about abundance are being highlighted in our life. Commitment to the path, right? This is what the Hierophant is all about for you this week. So committing. When we are not seeing the fruits of our labor, it's so easy to like give up or not be interested or not want to continue or not keep on top of things. But again, this is kind of that spiritual test. I'm here. I will support you, but are you going to actually do the work, right? And that's the hard part, is sometimes like pursuing abundance, it does mean that you have to like hunker down and like have a rigid, I'm not saying, but for a period of time. And this is the time that we're in right now, is the commitment. Having that consistent schedule, treating yourself well, not staying balanced, middle of the road, right? Like not going to one extreme or the other, because that's actually what's bringing in your success. You might not see it, but spirit does. You can feel it. You can sense it. You know that it's coming in. But again, there's this need to be strong this week. There's this need to stay committed, to keep investing in what you love and keep doing it. Yeah, 100%. There's the Emperor, double confirmation on what I was just saying. The Emperor is really good about creating structure. And actually, Ayurveda is super into what they call dinacharya, or daily routine. It's like maximum efficiency, minimum effort. So when we're doing the same consistent things at the same time, day in and day out, it's actually enlivening our potential to like maximize time, maximize energy, get things done way better than what we would if we're all across the board. But it is kind of hard for you. I think there's this part, because we don't want to get so wrapped into this Emperor energy that we forget to have fun or a good time or whatever, right? But kind of when we're in this energy of creating goals, going after something that is important for us, we do have to change how we're doing things. I'm reminded, like, once upon a time I saw this infographic, and it was about all these great like artists, writers, and they talked about their schedule when they were producing these great works of art. And they did the same effing thing every day. It doesn't mean that was their life forever. I think that having consistency really supports abundance, but it also means that like for that period of time, right now, you have to do things in a certain way. That's what the Emperor is telling you. But Five of Wands is a little bit of resistance. I don't want to do it that way, right? Like sometimes we just want to have fun. And sometimes because the Emperor is a little bit about prioritizing too. Yes, invest in what you love, but you also have to invest in the things that are like keeping you supported and sustainably and sustainable currently, right? Like those things that are actually bringing in the money, and finding a balance of each thing. But I think that like as you do that, I do feel like there is a little bit of networking involved in this week. Maybe connecting with some new people, new resources, with what you love to do. people that are going to bring in new vibes, new energy, miracle of life. I'm hearing how cyclical things can be, that there is infinity, that it is never ending, that it is constantly evolving, ever evolving. Stepping out of like having a routine, but also finding, like opening up to different aspects. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Having your routine, right? Emperor energy, keeping things buttoned up, not getting too wild, willy-nilly, etc. But also implementing, incorporating new things that are going to expand, options, opportunities, i.e. the networking side of things. And I think that is directly like doing some stuff you love, but in groups of people or in dynamics that like feel like, hey, this like connects with me, or this resonates with me, or I'm curious, I want to see what's here, what's in store, is there anything valuable for me here? The thoughts this week, be mindful, they're really clouding your judgment or like making you feel down and out when you really shouldn't be. I know that can be easier said than done. I know it's really annoying to feel run down or overwhelmed, or like things aren't going to work out. But again, that's the key. Life is always working out for us. It's always, always, always working out for us. And when we live in that trust and that faith, that's really where we do see these miracles of life come through. And Spirit's like ready to give that to you this week. So it might not be a pile of money, but you know, like, I don't know, maybe you're gonna win something. All right, if you put yourself out there is what I should say. All right, thank you so much for your time, energy, always. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you found messages that resonated for you here. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I'd love to hear, or just say hey, share in a little love, little TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support that you bring to the channel. No, I'm sending it back your way.